Welcome back to the Board Business Channel. Ready for another deep dive?
Always. What we got today?
Well, buckle up, because we're going behind the scenes of the semiconductor world with United Integrated Services.
United Integrated Services.
Yep. They're kind of like the unsung heroes of the chip-making industry.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
You know, all those tiny chips that power our phones and computers and, well, practically everything these days.
Yeah.
Well, those chips are made in these super specialized facilities called clean rooms.
Clean rooms, right?
And United Integrated Services, they're the masterminds behind building these clean rooms for some of the biggest names in the game, like TSMC.
Oh, wow. TSMC, the chip giant. So these clean rooms, they must be pretty high tech.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking about environments so clean a stray dust particle can cause a whole batch of chips to go kaput.
No way. A single speck of dust can ruin millions of dollars worth of chips. That's insane.
Yeah, it's wild. They control everything, the temperature, humidity, air pressure, even static electricity. It's like building a giant, sterile spaceship.
I can't even imagine the level of precision involved.
Right, but that's where United Integrated Services comes in. They've perfected the art of building these complex environments. They even snagged TSMC's Excellent Supplier Award twice.
Wow, that's like winning an Oscar in the semiconductor world. So how did they get so good at this?
Well, their story actually goes back a few decades. They started in the early 80s building computer rooms.
Computer rooms, like those giant rooms filled with those old, clunky mainframes.
Exactly. Those things were massive. But as technology evolved, so did United Integrated Services. They went from building rooms for those room-sized computers to creating the intricate, super precise clean rooms needed for today's tiny chips.
So they've basically ridden the wave of technological advancement, always adapting and innovating. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's a real testament to their vision and agility. Now they've got over 800 employees and a track record of solid profits. They're definitely a force to be reckoned with.
So we know they build these mind-blowingly complex clean rooms, but what's their secret sauce? What sets them apart from other construction companies?
Well, a big part of it is their deep experience and their long-standing relationship with TSMC. They've been partners for years, and they just get each other.
Like an old married couple.
Kind of. But seriously, their understanding of TSMC's specific needs is a huge advantage. And speaking of TSMC, remember when they decided to make that giant leap to Arizona?
Oh, yeah, their big Arizona expansion, a $65 billion investment, right?
Yeah, 3 brand new factories. And guess who followed them?
United Integrated Services. They wouldn't miss that opportunity for the world.
Exactly. They set up shop in Arizona to support TSMC's massive new fabs. And get this, they were the main contractor for TSMC's first Arizona fab.
No wonder they had record-breaking revenue in 2023. They were in the right place at the right time with the right skills.
It was a brilliant move. So yeah, they've definitely benefited from their close ties with TSMC. But are they putting all their chips in one basket, or are they branching out beyond just TSMC?
Now, that's a great question, and one we'll definitely dig into. And the question was, are they too reliant on TSMC for their success?
Yeah, are they branching out? Are they working with other players in the industry?
Well, the short answer is yes. They're not putting all their eggs in one basket. They've got this amazing foundation with TSDT, but they're also building clean rooms for other big companies, making memory chips, processors, all kinds of things.
So they're not just the TSMC cleanroom guys. They're like the go-to cleanroom experts for the entire semiconductor industry.
Exactly, and that's smart because the industry as a whole is booming. Chips are everywhere, right? I mean, everything needs a chip these days.
That's true. Even my coffee maker has a chip in it these days. It's like the world runs on silicon.
And all those chips need clean rooms to be made in. So yeah, United Integrated Services is definitely in a good spot.
So they're riding this wave of growth, building new clean rooms, but are they doing anything else?
Oh yeah, they're not just building new ones, they're also helping companies upgrade and modernize their existing clean rooms.
So it's like a whole clean room life cycle. They're there from the beginning to the end, making sure everything's running smoothly.
Exactly. They're a one-stop shop for all things clean room, and that's super valuable for chip makers who, need to focus on actually making chips.
Yeah, makes it they can outsource all the clean room stuff to the experts.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what makes United Integrated Services so good at this. What's their secret? It's not just about, bricks and mortar, right?
No, it's not just construction. It's a blend of engineering expertise and project management skills. It's like conducting an orchestra. You've got all these different parts, and they need to work together flawlessly.
So they're like the clean room conductors, making sure everything from the airflow to the temperature is perfectly in sync.
Exactly. They've got teams of engineers, designers, and project managers working in harmony to create these incredibly intricate spaces. And they're always pushing the boundaries, coming up with new ways to make clean rooms even more efficient and effective.
Always innovating, always staying ahead of the curve. That's how they stay at the top of their game.
And you know what? They're even using cutting-edge technology like 3D modeling and virtual reality to design these clean rooms before they even start building.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Designing a clean room in virtual reality. That's some next-level stuff. But it must be expensive, right? All this high-tech design and construction.
It is a significant investment for sure, but for chip makers, it's worth every penny, because any kind of delay or disruption in production can cost them millions.
So it's like an insurance policy for these super valuable chips.
Yeah.
And United Integrated Services has a reputation for delivering on their promises. Right?
Absolutely. They're known for being reliable and delivering projects on time and on budget. And that's crucial in this fast-paced world of semiconductors.
So they're like a rock, a steady and dependable force in this ever-changing landscape.
Exactly. They bring a sense of calm and order to the sometimes chaotic world of chip making.
Well, so far it sounds like United Integrated Services is on a roll. But let's face it, there must be some challenges ahead, right? What are some of the hurdles they might encounter?
Good point. No company can escape challenges entirely. One of the biggest ones for United Integrated Services is going to be navigating the geopolitical landscape. You know, the semiconductor industry is a bit of a battleground these days, with different countries and regions all vying for dominance.
Yeah, true. It's like everyone wants to be the chip king.
Exactly. So United Integrated Services will need to be strategic about where they invest and who they partner with. They'll need to strike a balance between supporting their clients' global ambitions and making sure they're playing by the rules of all those complex international regulations.
So it's not just about building great clean rooms, it's about understanding global politics and making smart strategic decisions.
Right. It's a complex game, but one that United Integrated Services seems well equipped to play.
Well, it sounds like United Integrated Services is a company that's not afraid to face challenges head on.
They're definitely a company to watch. I'm really curious to see what they do next.
Me too. But you know who else is probably watching them very closely?
Who's that?
Our mutual friend Steve, the executive director of the Arizona Taiwan office.
Oh, yeah, Steve.
Yeah.
He's got to be keeping a close eye on them. They're kind of a big deal in Arizona now with all the TSMC stuff going on.
He probably has their number on speed dial at this point.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But you know what's interesting about United Integrated Services?
What?
It's not just their connection to TSMC or their expertise in building clean rooms. They've also got this really interesting history and a unique company culture.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more. I'm always fascinated by the stories behind successful companies.
Well, it turns out their founder was kind of a visionary. He started the company with a very specific philosophy.
Oh, really? What was that?
He believed that a company should be more than just a profit-making machine. He wanted to create a workplace where employees felt valued and empowered.
That's pretty progressive, especially for the early 80s.
It was. And it seems like that philosophy has really paid off. United Integrated Services has a reputation for being a great place to work, and they've got incredibly low employee turnover.
That's impressive. It shows that they're doing something right. They're not just building great clean rooms, they're building a great company.
Exactly. And I think that's a big part of what sets them apart. They've got the technical expertise, the project management skills, and the people-centric culture that allows them to thrive in this demanding industry.
It's a winning combination, for sure. So what's next for United Integrated Services? Where do they go from here?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? They're already a major player in the semiconductor industry, but they're not resting on their laurels. They're constantly looking for ways to grow and expand.
So any predictions on where they might go next?
Well, I'm no fortune teller, but I have a feeling we might see them branching out into new and emerging tech sectors.
Oh, like what?
Well, think about it. Clean rooms aren't just for making chips. They're used in all sorts of industries where precision and sterility are paramount. Pharmaceuticals, biotech, aerospace even.
Wow, you're right. Clean rooms for everything, from life-saving drugs to cutting-edge materials to launching rockets into space. The possibilities are endless.
Exactly. United Integrated Services could become the go-to clean room builder for all these futuristic industries.
Now that's a future I'd like to see.
Me too. But let's be realistic. There are always challenges ahead, right? Can't all be smooth sailing.
Of course not. Every company faces obstacles. but I think United Integrated Services is well positioned to overcome whatever challenges come their way. They've got the experience, the expertise, and the adaptability to navigate even the most turbulent waters.
Well said. It sounds like we've reached the end of our deep dive into the world of United Integrated Services.
Yeah.
And what a fascinating journey it's been.
They're an incredible company. I'm so glad we got to explore their story.
Me too. Who knew clean rooms could be so interesting?
Right. It just goes to show that sometimes the most important players are the ones working behind the scenes.
Well said. And speaking of important players, I bet our friend Steve in Arizona is raising a glass to United Integrated Services right now.
I wouldn't doubt it. He's probably already planning their next big project together.
Well, on that note, we'll have to wrap things up. Thanks for joining us on the Board Business channel. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. So are they going to, conquer the whole clean room market?
Well, it's tough to say for sure, but they're definitely well-positioned. I think they've got the potential to be a global powerhouse in the clean room world.
Global powerhouse, huh? That's a pretty bold prediction.
Yeah, but I think it's within reach. They've got the experience, the expertise, and the track record to make it happen.
So what would that look like? I mean, what's their path to global domination?
Well, I think it involves a couple of things. First, they need to continue expanding their reach into new markets.
So going beyond just Taiwan and Arizona.
Exactly. They need to be looking at opportunities in Europe, Southeast Asia, maybe even South America.
So basically planting their flag all over the world.
Pretty much. They need to establish themselves as the go-to clean room provider no matter where you are in the world.
Okay, so that's step one, global expansion. What about step two?
Step two is diversification. They need to expand beyond just the semiconductor industry.
Wait, really?
Wow.
But aren't they like the clean room kings of the chip world?
They are, but the thing is clean rooms are used in a lot of other industries too, like pharmaceuticals, biotech, aerospace. Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. So they could build clean rooms for companies making life-saving drugs or developing cutting-edge materials or even launching rockets into space.
Exactly. The possibilities are huge. And with their expertise, I think they could easily become the leading clean room provider for all these different sectors.
So global expansion diversification. Sounds like a pretty ambitious plan.
It is. But I think they're up for the challenge. They've got the drive, the talent, and the resources to make it happen.
Okay, so let's say they do achieve global domination. What's next for them? What's the end game?
Well, I think the end game is to become a truly indispensable partner for their clients. Not just a vendor, but a trusted advisor, a strategic ally.
So like a clean room consultant.
More than that, they would be involved in the entire process from the initial design phase all the way through to ongoing maintenance and optimization.
So basically a clean room lifecycle partner.
Exactly. They would be there every step of the way, helping their clients create and maintain the most advanced and efficient clean room facilities in the world.
Wow, that's a pretty impressive vision. It is, and I think it's one that's well within their reach.
I'm sold. I think United Integrated Services has what it takes to become a global clean room powerhouse. And you know who else is probably pretty excited about their potential?
Who's that?
Our friend Steve Supik, the executive director of the Arizona-Taiwan office.
Oh, yeah, Steve. He's got to be loving this. United Integrated Services is a huge win for Arizona and for Taiwan.
He's probably their biggest cheerleader at this point.
I wouldn't be surprised. He's always been a big advocate for strengthening ties between Arizona and Taiwan, and United Integrated Services is a perfect example of how that collaboration can lead to amazing things.
Well, on that note, it looks like we've reached the end of our deep dive into the fascinating world of United Integrated Services.
What a journey it's been.
I know, right? Who knew clean rooms could be so captivating?
It just goes to show that there's always something interesting to learn about, even in the most unexpected places.
Well said. And thanks to all of you for joining us on the Board Business channel. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. We'll see you next time for another exciting deep dive into the world of business.